Alright, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I know I've been talking this subject into the ground, but I saw a video today that just really set me off again about this whole situation, and that is the card conditioning and how if it's damaged, it's damaged. Regardless, in his mind, there's either near mint or damaged. Okay, and I'm going to show you some examples. So I have this card. This is just a common card, and you can see it's in pretty good condition. Now, so in the card he used in his example for what a damaged card was is, I don't know if you can see it, but I just bent the corner of this card. And he said that's damaged. Okay? And I'm going to go through a couple more examples, but then I'm going to read to you the actual, what TCG Player has for the guidelines concerning the condition of cards and what those conditions mean and what defects a card can have and still be in that category. Okay? So now, according to this guy, like I said, that's damaged. That little corner, you can see it, that little corner, that's damaged. Okay? And I kind of did an exaggerated bend just so you could really see it on the camera. But, that's a damaged card, right? And you can even, if you had some scratches, we'll just beat the crap out of this card, right? We'll crease it up. That's a damaged card, okay? We all agree that's a damaged card, okay? Now, according to TCG, this is also a damaged card. And it's because, and you can kind of see it on that corner where that little scratch is at. And that's a factory defect. That's not actually a scratch. That's a misprint. Okay? And I'm going to take it out of the sleeve. And you can see on the back, in that same spot, again, that's not a gouge. Okay, that's actually missing ink. You can see where it's smeared. There's actually no damage to the card. This is actually it's just missing ink. Okay, there's the front again. You can see the front, okay? And according to him, and according to TCG, that's a damaged card, even though it's a misprint. So now I'm going to read to you guys the definitions of, okay, so we'll just start at the top. Cards in near mint condition show minimal wear from shuffling, play, or handling, and can have a nearly unmarked surface, crisp corners, and unblemished edges outside of a few slight flaws. A near mint card may have slight edge wear or a couple minor scratches, but overall look nearly unplayed with no major defects, contain no manufacturing defects such as miscuts or shifting, may cause an otherwise near mint card to be considered damaged and no longer eligible for TCG Direct. That's their thing. These cards can still be listed on the marketplace as damaged or as a listing with photo at the condition that the card would be as if it were not defective. The acceptable range of cards within the near mint condition include both cards with no imperfections and cards with few minimal imperfections. So what does that mean, right? So it can have a couple minor scratches and slight edge wear, but otherwise still look like it's barely been handled. But then you drop down to the next line and it says defects such as miscuts and shifting that may cause an otherwise near mint card to be considered damaged. All right, so now that's what we have here, okay? That's what this card is. This is a near mint card that has a defect on it, which makes it a damaged card. Maybe. Right? That's according to the definition of near mint. This is still technically a near mint card with a defect that makes it damaged based on who wants to buy it. Okay? We're getting into really like subjective territory here with an actual damaged card and what a manufacturer damaged card is. Now remember, it also says on the near mint that it can have slight edge wear, and this card has that on the back. I'm not going to pull it out of the sleeve again. I'm trying not to handle it that much. It's my binder copy, but you know, it's a nice card. I in my opinion, it's one of the better ones. I think this one and the Leafeon are my favorites out of the whole set. I don't know why people are so hyped about Umbreon. So let's go to lightly played. Cards in the lightly played condition may have minor edge wear, scuffs, or scratches. There are no significant imperfections or issues with the structural integrity of the card. Noticeable imperfections are okay, but none should be too severe or too high a volume. The acceptable range of cards with a lightly played condition include both cards with few or a handful of minor imperfections. Again, so what are we looking at here, right? So now this card, again, let's go back to our actually damaged card that I damaged for the sake of this video. And just look at that card. So let's go back to lightly played. Minor edge wear, scuffs, and scratches. Okay, obviously this card is beyond minor edge wear and scuffs and scratches. And then acceptable range of cards with a few or a handful of minor imperfections. Well, what are minor imperfections? It says scuffs and scratches, but we already know from our near mint that this is damaged, even though it only has few minor imperfections. And again, nothing on my end. I didn't do that to the card. It came out of the package that way. Imagine my frustration when I ripped that pack, finally got an SIR out, one of the Evolution SIRs out of the Prismatic Evolution, and that's what it looks like. Yeah, I was not happy. Okay, so moving on, moderately played. Cards in the moderately played condition can have edge wear, surface wear, scratching or scuffing, bends with creases, or a combination of moderate examples of these imperfections. So hold on now. So now we're moderately played, and it can have creases, it can have bends. So we're back to this card now. This has creases and bends in it. Is this moderately played or is it damaged? Hold on, because now look where we're at with this card that I literally folded in half, and now it says that it's within the range of moderately played. Okay. And again, let's look at this card again. According to the near mint, this is damaged. But suddenly it's not. Suddenly that's not a damaged card anymore. Now maybe that's a moderately played card. Okay, are we keeping up? Heavily played. Cards in the heavily played condition show a major amount of wear. Cards can show a variety of moderate imperfections along with creasing, whitening and other faults. Heavily played cards can also have defects or severe imperfections that do not impact the integrity of the card. While heavily played cards can have many imperfections, they must still be able to be authenticated and cannot be structurally damaged. We can still authenticate this card. And this doesn't have major imperfections. but it's still being considered damaged. My point with all this is that it's completely subjective. It's 100% subjective, and it all just depends on who wants to buy your card and I guess how much you're willing to let your card go for, because this is a $300 card, okay, in near mint condition, which in my opinion, my subjective opinion, this is a near mint card. This is packed fresh, went directly into this sleeve, the sleeve that it came out of the ETB in, okay. This is a perfect card. Centering's even not bad. I'd say this should grade it like a 7 or an 8. I don't do grading. I think grading's a scam. But again, we're being subjective because it's all subjective. Why are there guidelines? So that card shops and vendors can try to give you a bad deal. We're going to do the damage and then we're going to wrap up. Damaged condition. Damaged cards show wear or imperfections beyond the standards for other conditions. Cards in damaged condition may have major border wear, scratching or scuffing, as well as bends, tears, splitting, foreign substances stuck or such as food or liquid, or other damage that impacts the integrity of the card. Damaged cards are not eligible for TCG Direct, but can be listed on the marketplace or as a listing with photo, except cards with foreign substances. So if you have like a coffee stain on your card, they're not going to let you post it. So yeah, I mean, that's it. Those are the 5 states of condition. So again, your card is either damaged if it comes out of the pack cut wrong, or if it's got coffee on it and it's got rips and tears and bends and splitting and harsh edge wear, or if it's got a factory scratch on it. Holding it right here, you can hardly see unless I move it right. If you weren't looking for that, if I didn't point that out, would you have been able to see it? I had a card shop offer me $60 for that card because they said it was so damaged that they wouldn't be able to sell it. I don't know. It's all BS. And like I said, you get guys saying damaged is damaged. There's no moderately played, heavy played, or lightly played condition. There's either damaged or mint. And that is the worst take I have ever heard. And that's just somebody trying to normalize that way of thinking to try to, again, like I said, and he's a vendor up in Canada. I won't say his name. But, yeah. He just wants all of his cards to be worth... It's just another way to say my stuff's worth more than yours. Because if yours has the slightest imperfection, it's damaged and it's not worth 10% of what my cards are because they're all near mint. Anyway, that's all I got for the night. Let me know. Those are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comments and make sure you like and subscribe. Have a good night.